I feel like God is working on me, and I know in order for me to even like obtain that lifestyle, live that life that I've, live that life that I've always dreamt, live that life that I've always dreamt of, I have to learn how to stay humble. I need to learn how to manage money and people. I need to learn how to be sophisticated, articulate, and organized. My accounting is cooked, by the way, but I need to learn how to be organized as well. And with that, it's like, I know that's the reason why I'm not where I need to be when it comes to like financial freedom and things like that, because I understand that God is working on me, and that this is something that is not only a process in itself and takes time, but whoa, they just got in a wreck, man. I think, or maybe his car was just like that. But, in order for me to be there, I need to have that relationship with God first before I get there. Because I don't want to get to, figuratively speaking, the top without doing it through God first. Because, my businesses, I want it to be, I want to do my businesses through God. I want to do it by the book. I want to do it right. I don't want to screw anybody over. I don't want to, like, none of that. Like, I want to genuinely do this the right way, and basically have God in my corner, like as if I was in the boxing ring boxing my opponent. I'd want God in my corner giving me that guidance. And that's what I'm trying to do. And that's why I'm not there yet. Because I still have a long ways to go. And even in my relationship with God, I'm still working on that every day. Just things like that, where I'm really, like, I understand why I'm not there. And it's just something I got to work on. But let me tell you though, man, when that camera fell off and hit my head, like, it fell off and hit my head on my nose directly, right? In my camera, I have a like a hard, like a, I wouldn't say it's like, it's not an OtterBox case, but it's basically an OtterBox case. It's like an OtterBox case, but instead of rubber, it's like hard to protect your camera. Like, it's the DJI Action Pro 5, whatever. And it obliterated my nose just now, by the way. It truly is funny because one of my dream is to, basically do YouTube full time and have my own business and work for, my own business and be the boss and, have workers and stuff. But I treat my workers fairly, obviously, but, I'll just say, like, my main dream and goal is to, be a YouTuber and do this full time and stuff, right? And it's hilarious because I strongly dislike social media. I truly despise social media. I don't think it's inherently a bad thing. It's opened up a lot of opportunities for people, helped people, things of that nature. It's not why I dislike it, though. I don't know where my keys are. I guess they fell down. But I I dislike social media like TikTok or Instagram, things like that, or shorts where they basically just like flex, where people flex like mansions or Porsches or, you know, Lambos, AMGs, things like that, you know, and they just like, where they flex and flaunt this lifestyle of traveling and things like that, and that's like their whole thing is just flexing or being like, when I made $5,000 a week off of trading, blah blah blah. And, you know, it's like, that's cool and all that you did that, and I'm not hating on them for posting that. You know, if you made $5,000 a week off of trading, that's great. But from an outsider's perspective, right, from somebody who's trying to figure out their life, and, you know, they see this content 24/7, day trading or drop shipping, and all these people are posting they made this and this amount on this and this every week or in a day, and it's like, it gives these people the illusion that they're behind, you know, and it makes them feel a lot less for themselves. The reason I say that is because I used to be a product of that myself before I decided to truly try and build a relationship with God. And, you know, before, you know, I was super lost. I didn't know what I wanted to do, like even career-wise. For a 9-to-5, that's good. That's a good paying 9-to-5, just in case if all else fails, I can fund everything else through my 9-to-5 still. Or something new, fund that through a 9-to-5. And, you know, that's why I still study. That's why, you know, I'm still in school and stuff like that. Or honestly, that's why I went back to school, just to up my money even more, you know, get my master's and, you know, this and that, yada yada yada. That's why I went back to school, so I could make more money in my 9-to-5, so I can fund all my other businesses. Just in case if a business fails, you know, I always have that main source of income, and I can fund a whole new business, hence what I'm doing now, you know. Like, it's a whole process in itself. But that's why, you know, I'm back in school, yada yada yada. But it's like, you know, when I was extremely lost and not knowing what to do, or not knowing what career to take, or, you know, what skills to hone in on, study, you know, I would see those things, and it's really demoralizing. If you want to know what I said after I cut it out, basically it revolves around corn, just for money and lifestyle. And, you know, that can really affect your brain. Like, it was affecting me, man. I felt like I was always behind. I thought I was always just this loser that had nothing going for him, that people my age whipping around in supercars and living in penthouses. You know, I think to myself, it's like, there's no way there's this many people like doing this and this and this and this. You know, I just don't think it's good for, you know, the younger generation coming up, man. They're gonna just have this idea that they can do whatever, you know, and instantly get rich. And that's not the case, man. You gotta work hard for this stuff, man. Like, you gotta dedicate hours and time. Like, you gotta sacrifice time with family. I'm isolated, studying, or in my office, or just anything, you know. I isolate myself and I work. Even driving around doing this YouTube, chasing this dream, this goal, I isolate myself from family, friends, you know. Like, I'm out here riding around, spitting game to you guys, which I love to do, don't get me wrong, but it's still a sacrifice at the end of the day. Like, no matter what, if you chase your dreams and go after your dreams, such a beautiful layout of land, though, man. I could definitely run through there and just lay down, but there's probably snakes in there. But you know, you're gonna have to sacrifice something. What's that one line in Full Metal Alchemist, bro, at the very beginning? For mankind to obtain anything, something like that, like you gotta sacrifice or trade something. I don't know, but in all reality, though, it's honestly true. For you to be a top YouTuber, for you to be the CEO you want to be, for you to be a manager, for you to want to be one of the best engineers in the world, for you to want to be a YouTuber, TikToker, or anything that you want to be in life, you're gonna have to sacrifice time to dedicate yourself to that career or whatever it is you want to do. You're gonna have to sacrifice time with family, friends, parties, loved ones to get there. You got to have that discipline. There's a certain part of you, whenever you decide, like, this is truly what I want to be and what I want to do, where you flip a switch. You flip a switch in yourself and you basically say, I'm going to do this. Nobody's going to tell me that I'm not going to be able to do it. And there's no other choice but to do it. There's no plan B. Because I'm not going to fail. And that's basically the mindset, you know, it's kind of similar to that, like the switch, you know. My businesses aren't going to fail. My YouTube isn't going to fail because I'm doing it through God and I have God's guidance. This is not just my business. These aren't my businesses. Matter of fact, scratch all that, dude. These are God's businesses. It wouldn't have happened if it wasn't for God. You see what I'm saying? You see what I'm putting down? But I will stay disciplined and work towards the goals that God has envisioned me with. There's no backup plans. There's only plan A, and that's worship God, work through God, and discipline and work hard on these businesses, man. And my studies, my career, 9 to 5, till I can get out of the 9 to 5. That's the only plan. That's the only way. And that's that, man. That's the truth. It's the real truth. And I hope y'all, everyone who's watching this video, can take whatever you learned. Wow, that's beautiful. Whatever you learned from me in this video, whatever you heard, hopefully you guys can take inspiration on that. But keep God first. Leave a like, subscribe, turn the bell on for notifications. 31 days of Gojeeeta Halloween. What a beautiful month it's been, man. It's truly a blessing, and I really hope y'all enjoyed this video, and maybe I hope I inspired somebody in here, at least one person. And yeah, I hope we all get right, you know. I'll see y'all on the next one. Peace out.